Hey guys, it's your favorite Dante here, and today we are covering Dante versus Ragna today. So let's begin. This is actually a pretty popular battle. Now, easily, Dante should scale above the likes of Mundus and several other evil entities in Devil May Cry, as these characters were actually able to split the universe in two, by the way. And there are demons that just simply are above that, like his father, Sparta. Dante also has a plethora of weapons like Four Fledged, Ifrit, Nightmare. He has a grenade gun. He has Alacaster. These weapons can actually cast like elemental attacks here. He has his normal sword, which is Rebellion. He's got the Cerberus nunchucks, the electric guitar, Neven, and then Ogre, and then I think there's like Ogi and it's a fire and wind blade that pretty much are best at combos. He has ebony and ivory, which are actually some decent guns. He's got shotguns. He's got his brother's Yamato sword. He's got the Seminole swords. He's got the Beowulf, and then he's got the Dreadnought. All these grant him are basically super strength, super speed, enhanced armor, kinetic energy absorption. Dante is also incredibly fast, being able to react to Furies, which are basically demons that are able to move through space and time and literally move at warp speed, like it's literally nothing. Dante can also go into his Devil Trigger form. Now, if we had to give an accurate scale for his Devil Trigger, I would say it's definitely in the same category as characters like Jeddah Doma from Marvel. So I'm sorry, from the Darkstalkers. This has actually been shown as Dante has featured in several crossovers with Darkstalkers, which is pretty much I would say is like a loose canonicity, considering Capcom considers itself pretty much canon to something in general. So even Marvel vs. Capcom is considered canon to the Capcom verse, even in some Marvel iterations as well. So without all that being said here, yeah, Dante is incredibly strong. Now Ragna is no slouch either. Ragna easily has universal to multiversal attack potency, being able to beat characters that are able to destroy Boundary. Boundary is actually this like infinite, like pretty much like this infinite universe, if not infinite multiverse. So again, it's very powerful. He's actually able to beat characters that are able to absorb Noel, and he has various abilities as well. Pretty much just like regeneration. He actually has dream manipulation, which is actually pretty powerful here, meaning that he's able to consume his opponents through dreams as well. He's able to use reality warping, actually able to resist time manipulation, and will easily be faster than light, as he's been able to dodge a laser beam, which was coming from orbit, and being able to breach past, Earth's orbit and all that, and almost hitting him. He was able to actually dodge this. And he was also able to tank attacks from characters that were able to absorb Noel, and even became an aspect of Oblivion, I believe it was, like a true aspect of it. And this aspect was capable of being above the likes of the Amaterasu, which is again like its own universe itself. So it's very consistent with Ragna. Ragna also possesses his blade, also his Dream Eater. So yeah, he's pretty stacked when it comes to this. So let's begin. Now, in terms of what we've seen from both characters, I could definitely give them like, I could give each of them, like the benefit of the doubt when it comes to saying who's stronger. If I had to pick who has the better equipment, I definitely would say Dante. Dante seemingly just shows that he has more equipment, and he has much more versatile equipment in terms of combat or combat abilities, such as like skill or swordsmanship. I definitely say they're about equal when it comes to their basic swords here. For example, the likes of Rebellion and Ragna's regular sword or Ragna's blade or whatever. Yeah, these guys are, I definitely say these guys are just about as skilled here in terms of swordsmanship. But I do say once Dante actually cranks out those other weapons, once Dante actually cranks out those other weapons, Ragna is actually going to struggle a bit more, because Dante just has such an over amount of weaponry. Even when it comes to sword combat, I do think Dante could overwhelm him thanks to his elemental blades. Okay, that's basically what's going to come down to, those elemental blades as well, and the sheer combination and combat abilities of both of them. They pretty much stack. They pretty much stack up pretty well with combat speed. So I don't have to say, even if Dante tries to overwhelm him, Ragna is going to keep up with him. Like, if you guys get what I mean, Dante's gonna pull out these different likes of blade-like weapons, try to outdo him in terms of, blade-like precision and stuff like that. But then Dante's gonna try to outdo him in these like blade-like combat, or pretty much in swordsmanship, right? And then Ragna's gonna pretty much be able to keep up with it still, but he's going to be struggling. So again, in terms of like skill, they equal out. Definitely in combat speed as well. Both of them are faster than light. However, you know what? I'm gonna pretty much make this as simple as I possibly can here. What's going to basically what's basically going to happen here is just sheer fact that Dante just has too many weapons here. They both can regenerate. They both have super strength, super speed, super durability, regeneration, time manipulation, time resistance. They have all that. What this really is a weapons battle. And while Ragna has powerful weapons, Dante has more, I would have to say, more hacksy weapons. All right, he has these hacks-like weapons that could pretty much just give him the edge here. For example, in a sword fight, Dante can switch up to his Nevin and then blast him back with his electric guitar. Okay? And then, oh wait, I think I forgot to mention, it was actually True Azor, right? True Azor, which is also pretty much a universal to multiversal entity, and possibly even higher. The research I did on that one was pretty accurate in my opinion. So yeah, these guys are able to pretty much equal each other in almost every stat. I think it's just Dante's weaponry is just what gives him the edge here. Ragna is good. Okay? Ragna's feats are pretty decent. He was able to beat a being that could absorb Noel, was able to pretty much make himself so powerful that if he dies, all of existence goes with him, meaning he can simply just untether himself and all existence goes with him. But when it comes to how these two apply themselves in like combat, I'm definitely going to say that Dante does take it high difficulty. But it's just, these two are, it's such a well evenly match here that if I took away Dante's weapons and just gave him like Rebellion and Quicksilver, which is his time stop ability, they would basically be going at this nonstop. They both can regenerate from basic death itself and just keep on going. But fully geared, fully stacked up, fully equipped here, I definitely have to say that Dante is going to edge it. It's going to be a close and basically close and pretty much decent. It's pretty much a close fight here. But the sheer fact that not only does Dante have more feats, but he has more, he's just consistently been out longer than Ragna here in this kind of situation. When it comes to both gaming characters, you kind of go with the character that's been out longer. I mean, Kratos has been out longer than Ashura and has more feats than Ashura now. I mean, probably even since the first 4 games. He's got more games than Ashura as well. And Dante simply just has more Devil May Cry games and more Devil May Cry continuity than Ragna here. BlazBlue is a pretty interesting game, a very interesting game in my opinion. I definitely got to look more research into it. But from what I gathered and what I've been able to analyze here, Dante's weapons and Dante's scaling, he's now above his father, who, a girl named Chen basically had like 70% of Sparta's body, which included Sparta's power as well. And yet Dante was able to beat him. And again, Sparta was like the top dude, was like the top demon of the realms. Like, really? Nah, I'm going to have to give this to Dante. Better weapons, better, I think better swordsmanship. Can definitely amp his combat speed with Beowulf. which gives him faster than light capabilities. And let me know down below if you guys want to see another Dante match. If you guys want to see Dante versus Kratos, Dante versus Morgan, Dante versus Ghost Rider, just let me know.